Gratitude. Gratitude is a paradigm shift of observing all that you lack in life to all that you have. And to a lot of people, gratitude sounds like a whole bunch of positive BS, right? And it's a lot, because you've heard it so much times, and it's almost been shoved down your throat, right? Be grateful, be grateful, be grateful. But gratitude can really change your life, and to understand it's a paradigm shift of observing all that you lack in life to all that you have. We can be so ungrateful. God has given us so much, a healthy body, the ability to wake up every morning, the ability to breathe. Our heart does not pump without His command. And if we're healthy enough and alive enough to worry about trivial things, then we're doing amazing in life. When I find myself caught up in trivial worries, I pose to myself this one simple question. If somebody told me today I only had 6 months to live, how much of the things that I'm currently worried about would I still care about? And the honest answer is probably none of it. 99% of the time, the answer is probably none of the trivial worries you care about now, right now will mean anything if somebody told you only had 6 months to live. So what would I spend my time doing? I'd probably spend 70% of my time praying. Why? Because I'm about to meet my Creator. So I have to get right with my Creator. 1. 2, I'll spend a lot of time with my family. And the third thing I'll do is try to seek life-thrilling experiences. The answer you have to this question is what it is that is most important to you. And if you have those things and you have everything else in the world, and I know we like to worry about things like money and stuff, which is necessary to some extent. We need to survive, right? However, what we must understand is those things will come. Money is not something we take with us when we die. Should we work towards it? Absolutely. Should we give whatever we're doing our all? Absolutely. Should we try to live a more purposeful life? Absolutely. But to sit down and constantly observe and ponder what it is that is absent in your life is a curse. And oftentimes what creates misery is the disalignment with where somebody currently is in life and what it is that they want. That's where misery comes from. So I live in Sydney, Australia, and I was in Southeast Asia in December. I did a little tour, a couple of different countries. And the one most evident thing that I noticed when I went there was everybody has way much less than we have over here living in a first world country. And even the amount they get paid is not even equivalent to how much we get paid. Yet they seem more content and happy than us. It makes you look and think like, what is it that I'm absent of? Because they look like they have it all. It's the ability to sit down and be appreciative for all that they have. God's giving you hearing, sight, a voice, something that you take for granted. Granted, a shelter, a house. Some of our houses have multiple living rooms for no reason. Nobody needs that much space. So to sit there and to count your blessings and be grateful for what you have is a paradigm shift in itself. It is a wealthy mind in itself. I don't know who needs to hear this, but more of what you already have is not going to make you any more happier than you are now. If you cannot be happy with what you already have, having more of what you already have will not make you any better off than you are now. In fact, more eventually will make you worse off, because all things are of diminishing marginal value. So it's a term that we have in economics called diminishing marginal value, which means the utility, the pleasure in which we get from things after a certain period declines. How many times have you promised yourself and told yourself, when I get that one thing, I'm going to be more satisfied and more happy with my life? And when you got it, you immediately found another thing to be fixated on. Absence creates the desire. But what you must understand that is, there isn't really anything absent in your life, and everything is complementary to what you already have. If you can wake up and think about trivial things, be healthy and alive enough to think about trivial things, you're richer than you think. When you find yourself being ungrateful, something that you should consider is the famous saying, the sick man only wants one thing, but when the healthy man wants everything. Sometimes it's great to imagine yourself as a sick man and be so appreciative for all the little things that you have. Because when we get sick or we get injured and it makes our life slightly more inconvenient, we become so appreciative for what we had before we had the injury or the sickness. But if you can be like that while you are healthy, you will attract nothing but abundance and positivity into your life. Thank you for watching. Please remember that gratitude is a paradigm shift of observing all that is present instead of all that is absent. Like and comment this video. I'll see you guys in the next video.